It's sunscreen. It's a warm one out there today. All right, we are back. The beard is back, and it's sprinkler time, baby. Been digging these trenches here, which is apparently very important when you're putting in sprinklers. I got a trencher from Home Depot yesterday, so that's been very helpful for our operation. Here's this bad boy, trencher. So we trenched the whole backyard, at least for the sprinklers, and I think it took about an hour, maybe less. If we had done it by hand, I'm pretty sure that it would have taken a lot longer, that's for sure, probably all day, and we don't really have all day because we need to do the rest of the project. So right now we're just cleaning up the trenches, and then we're getting ready to go to the store to, I guess, Home Depot or Lowe's. I think we're going Home Depot to get the pipes and all the fixings and whatnot. Trip 1, store 1. We're in Lowe's because we didn't call the pros. This very much feels like when I would go to the hardware store with my dad when I was a kid, except this time I'm the one that's paying. Trip 1, store 2. Trip 1, store 3. I need to amend what I said earlier. I said that I didn't have a pro helping me out. I do have a pro, my father-in-law, but you know, we're not paying. What I meant to say was we aren't paying for a professional company or something to come out and do it. So we do have help, which is good because I need it. Trip 2, store 1. Alright, now the pipes have been laid down so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Kind of crazy that you can see it, yeah, it's coming to fruition. So, pretty exciting though. Alright, I'm almost done. Another hour. Trip 3, store 1. Trip 3, store 2. Believe it or not, it's only 7 o'clock. So we still have quite a few hours left before we call it quits. Alright, well, it's a little after 9 o'clock in the night, and we are calling it a night. Really what forced our hand was that we had the wrong size coupling, so we're just have to get the right size tomorrow. We'll just resume tomorrow, and while my father-in-law is in town, we'll finish the rest of the sprinklers. So we have four different lines, and we got 2 of them done today, so hopefully we got all the hard work out of the way today, and I think tomorrow will go a little bit more smoothly since we've already gone to the hardware store at least 4 or 5 times, and then we'll be able to finish it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. See you then. Well, it's day 2 of the sprinkler fest. I also dig ditches too. Not totally useless around here. This ditch here that I just dug is so that we can run the wire underneath the ground for the sprinkler box. We're putting that into the garage, at least that's the plan. So have to run the wire up to here, and I think we'll then run it up into the drill hole into the garage. So we'll see how that goes. In other news, we just finished placing the last sprinkler, so they're all in. When I say we, I mean my father-in-law, because I didn't really do too much of that since he's the expert and I'm not anywhere close to that. Now that the sprinklers are down, the next job is to make sure that they're all in the right position. I guess you have to make sure that they're buried correctly before you start shoveling the dirt back in, so I believe we'll go through and make sure everything is where it needs to be. Very crazy how far this has come. It all started, I guess, a good month or two ago, and I was just tilling the backyard, and now it's mostly flattened out and the sprinklers are mostly put in as far as ready to be used and whatnot. It's pretty crazy how things can happen quickly, especially when you don't know what you're doing, but you do, but you know people who do. All right, go ahead. All right, we've got water. All right, line number 2 is a go.
As long as everything's getting wet, that's okay.
Let's hear it for line number 3. All right, drum roll for line number 4.
These actually look good.
Well, at least one of them looked good.
This one looks good.
That was a flop. On to the next. Back to the Home Depot. Seems to be the place we keep coming back to, so shout out to Home Depot, I guess. Okay, well, we are done for the day. I don't know if you can see very well, but we've put the sprinkler heads into position, making sure they're not too high or not too low. Now that we have that done, I think the next job is just to fill in the rest of the trenches with all this extra dirt hanging around. It's awesome because now we have sprinklers. We don't have grass yet, but we'll get there. And luckily it's not too hot right now, so we're getting everything put in before we die outside from heat exhaustion. And we're that much closer to having the backyard done and make it a little bit more habitable. Hospitable. Habitable? Is that a word? To be back here. I think the secret for today is just to be as quick as possible because it is getting hot already outside, so don't want to be out here longer than I have to be. So let's get to it. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but we've sprung a leak right here, which is kind of a big place for it to be. So that's not very exciting. We'll have to take care of that in the next little bit, at least before we put in the grass. Didn't even last a week, darn thing. Well, I am pooped, and I didn't really even do anything today. I mean, well, I filled in the trenches, but it's definitely been a long journey getting these sprinklers put in. And if you think about it, we've actually been doing quite a bit. You know, we started with the tilling and then all the raking that we did and everything. You know, we've come a long way so far. Still have quite a bit to do. I think we want to do some sort of barrier between the grass and where we'll put rocks, maybe some plastic bender board or whatever, and then we actually have to put the grass seed in and probably maybe some topsoil or fertilizer or something. I don't know, I'll have to look into that, but anyway, there's still quite a bit to do to get this yard up and running, but I don't know, I feel like we've come a long way so far and it's pretty exciting, so I'm excited to see where we'll go next.